Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be telling us what are the things that may happen or may happen with your child, and then the social welfare or social service here in Sweden may decide to withdraw your child from you and then take the child to the care of a foster parent. Yeah, it happens a lot here, and it is not an easy experience for most parents. And today I'll be giving us some of the reasons, what some of the things, and how you can avoid most of them. First of all, we all know that here in Sweden or generally in abroad, you don't beat a child. So beating a child, especially when it leaves marks on the child's body of the child, it is very, very wrong. So whenever they found out that you have been maltreating or you have been beating the child or you have not been taking good care of that child, what they will do is to withdraw the child from you and then put the child in care of a foster parent. So you are not allowed to beat a child here. Secondly is when you caution a child harshly. You don't caution you caution children with love. So you have to prepare yourself, you have to understand, you have to study on how to do these things if you must have your children, or if you must move into Sweden with your children. I don't talk about other countries, like we talk about UK and other. I believe that most of the laws, in fact here, that is where you understand that there is no ignorance of the law is not an excuse. It is here that you will, because there's nothing like I don't know, I'm not aware. There's nothing like that. They will just be nodding head with you, your fist, but they don't follow with what you're saying. Their law is their law. There is nothing like ignorance of it. So when you fall into this trap, it's just like when you refuse to, when you park your car and then you don't buy tickets or you park wrongly, they see you like we don't catch meat, you don't catch meat, like when they set a hook for rats, so their hook don't catch meat with that. So you have to be very, very careful when you have children here. Another one is homeschooling. If you go to the internet, it is there. You don't do homeschooling here. Some persons will be like, I don't want them to go and start teaching my children homosexual, lesbianism. You don't want them to start teaching them so many things that you don't like, gay life, witchcraft. You don't want it, and you don't want them to associate with Swedish children or maybe other children from different countries, maybe Arab children or that. So you want to do the training yourself. My sister, my brother, it is not allowed here. It is a no for them. So if you must bring your children to Sweden, be ready to take them to school. Nothing like homeschooling. It is not allowed. Another one is, this one is what makes most parents to lose their children. Mainly, it happened to my friend, and then when he narrated the story to me, when we sat down and we were talking, he was telling me the story. I felt so bad for him. What happened? What is this one? Is when your child maybe was playing and then in the house, maybe he fell down or he got some wound on his body or her body, and then you refuse to report to the school. The school, maybe the child is already 1 year and he has started going to school. You refuse to report to them that look at what happened. So instead of reporting to them that the child has some wound, maybe he was playing and then he fell down or he hit his head against something or something happened, you have to call them and explain. If you don't do that and then you took the child, you decide to keep the child at home, and then later they found that maybe the child has a mark on the body, and they found that, they are going to call straight on the social welfare to come and see what's happening. And then when they come, they will believe that you decided you wounded the child and you decided not to inform them about it, and they're going to withdraw that child for you. Look at what happened to my friend. He said he was working with his laptop. They just moved from England to Sweden, and then the wife was actually running her master's program in nursing here. So he was working. So he was working on his laptop when his child came playing, and then something happened. He fell down, and maybe it was a table or the laptop. Don't know what happened. He said the baby got some mud on his lap. So the next morning, because he was going to work, the wife also was going for class, so he had to package the child. He didn't even tell them when he got to the doggies, the school, that my child had a wound on his lap. He didn't say anything, so he felt like after all, it's inside, they will not see it. His mind didn't occur to him that they may decide to change his pampers, his diapers. So while they were changing the diapers, they noticed he had wound on his lap. They didn't call the man, they didn't call the wife, they only called the social welfare. Now when social welfare came, they called the man. The man came, and then they started asking him. He was like, I was not aware that I'm supposed to report to you. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. They will just be nodding head with you. So after all said and done, he spoke all the English that he could speak, because then he got an English speaking job, so he was not speaking Swedish then. So they all spoke the India, English, everything that he knows how to speak. After much more, they told him, we are going to withdraw the child to a foster parent, and then later we'll tell you how to see your child. Here, when they withdraw your child, is either you go through court to see the child, or they will tell you when you can be free to see your child. So it is that serious. You'll be like, my own child. But believe you me, the foster parents, because they are being paid to do this work, they are being paid to take care of the children. The foster parent does a very good job taking care of the children. But there's nothing like you being the mother, being the father, being the parent of the child, taking care of your child by yourself. So you have to be very, very careful. Another reason that is so also rampant here is when a parent or the parents of the child are drug addicts. So they feel like the children will become victims of drug addicts, or you will not, because of your condition, you may not be able to take good care of that child. So when that happens, they will just come, they take the child away from you. That one I support, because taking drugs and raising children, it is not okay. You may harm the child, you may be high on drug, if you're a drunkard, you may not be in your right sense. You may do something worse to the child. So that is why you have to be very, very careful. Another one is when your child is not going to be in school. Maybe you want the child to stay at home. You must call them. You say, hey, you're ring at Midbond Kavora Lady Kiddo. Why? What does that mean? You are trying to tell them that my child will be free, will be at home today. They may not ask you why, but at least you have informed them that my child will not be coming to school today. They may ask you, okay, why is the child sick? You say no. Are you sick? You say no. Why is the child going to stay at home? You say, I just don't feel like bringing the child to school. I just want to stay at home. We want to go out. So they understand. They say, okay, no problem. Then anytime you are coming, let us know. Or if the child is coming tomorrow, still let us know. It is that simple. But some parents here, they don't want to start calling them. They feel like it's much of a stress for them. So before you know it, they will call social welfare for you. If that happens frequently, they may decide to withdraw the child. They will tell you you're not taking care of. In fact, sometimes you may get query with social welfare if your child goes late to school. You have to be very, very careful when you move to this country. Now, another one is if your child decides to report you, if the child has started talking. So that is why you have to be very, very careful, especially when the child can talk. My friend told me the other day she had to move her children to her country in order to just go and give them some little sense. She said that whenever she's trying to caution this one, the other baby will be saying, you don't have the right to caution a child. So the woman was like, that is like a big threat. Like the baby doesn't understand that I can talk to the child to stop whatever he is doing, but he feels like, no, you don't talk anyhow to the child, you don't caution the child, can't beat the child. So the elder one will be saying, I'm going to call police for you, I'm going to. So she felt like, no, I need to let you understand some things as an African parent that you need to know. So she had to move them to her country before coming back to considering to come. If she will come back, I don't know, that's her business. Now, so we have to be very careful. My bone of contention is we have to be prepared, be careful before you move your children here. Another one is if your child is a rascal. This one is here because you can't caution children, you can't beat them, you can't warn them. You have to be careful. So sometimes the child ends up being a rascal and then you don't know what to do. What do I mean? Sometimes this one happens to people who have, I'm sorry to say this, people who have children who happens to be autistic. I feel so sorry for them. Autistic are those children that, one, they can't hear you, they can't talk, they can't communicate, they are just there. So when you are even talking, they are not listening, they are not paying attention, they have serious problem. Here, if you are a parent and you have them, they will be paying you to take care of that child. So if that child becomes a rascal, like their own is maybe the child's own is a very bad one, the child is troublesome, the child is very difficult, maybe breaking things in the house, destroying things, fighting in the school, always bullying other person. You don't bully children here, you don't bully your classmates or your friends here. So bullying others, doing so many bad things, and if they notice that this one could be pose an harm to another person, maybe in the school or somewhere else, they may decide to take that child from you. So these are things that you need to be very careful, so that you don't end up losing your child, because it's very painful. I must tell you the truth, it's very painful when after giving birth to these children you end up losing them to the hand of another person to raise. So please, I hope this is helpful. I hope this help you while you are planning to move in here, or while you are in your country where you are. While you're already here. I hope this is helpful for you to know. It's just a piece of information that I feel like it is very important that we know about it. God will help you. Above all, please keep praying for your children. Pray for yourself, pray for your children, and keep believing that there is nothing impossible for God to do. No matter what, all you need to do is to hand over the child to God and leave the remaining part of the work for God to do. I believe there is nothing, absolutely nothing impossible for God to do for us, even while we live in abroad. God bless you. Please share my video. If you feel like the video has been helpful for you, share with others, and God bless you. Bye.